So I've been waiting to make this for a while, and now it's finally time. It's finally time to talk about the story of Mortal Kombat 1. So no more theorizing, no more speculating, no more discussions. This is the story that we got now. Okay, so now I'm gonna have this split in between things that I thought that was good and non-things I thought that was bad. It's gonna be 9 and 9. Spoiler alert, obviously. I don't feel like making a spoiler-free one because I just got too many things to say for me to like not spoil it, okay? So, spoiler alert. Now, let's get into the shit. So, as far as things that I thought that was good, the fight choreography, I even said this in my first 17 minutes review. The fight choreography is really, really good. Like, it's Scorpion's whole chapter with him fighting, beautiful, beautiful. All right, him chained up and still beating everybody's ass with him in cuffs, that shit is fire. Bro lit the chain on fire and then like cut the dude neck off. Like, that shit was hard. The Armageddon chapter, you know, that whole chapter of them just fighting, like it was some good fights in there. Madame Bo, of course, between Smoke and Madame Bo, and that shit good, okay? And with Liu and Shang Tsung at Armageddon, that shit was a good fight too. There's a lot of just good fights in here, okay? And that's one thing that I like because it's very different from how the movie is. The movie, especially the 2021 one, there really wasn't no martial arts. Martial arts is 1-in-1 to Mortal Kombat, okay? And then the references to a lore. The whole story is a love letter to Mortal Kombat in general. It's not just the 3D era, even though I feel like they definitely did make sure 3D era got the most love this time around, but it's just love for the Mortal Kombat universe as a whole. Like Liu Kang talking to Kenshi about him with his blindfold, Kuai Liang getting the scar, Deception, Armageddon, Deadly Alliance. They showed all love to the 3D era. Like I said, like Kuai Liang, he said we may not share blood, but we are brothers. That's different from what Nu Sabat said when he said we share, but we are not brothers to Kuai Liang. And MK9, Sindel kills everybody. That I didn't know if anybody caught that, but like when Evil Sindel was fighting and she was like taking everybody just by herself, that was a clear cut and dry reference to what Sindel did in MK9, which is still wild to think about to this day. Sindel not giving up and saying we're gonna fight to the very end, just like how Nightwolf said when Sindel bodied everybody. The Armageddon universe collapsing, just like how Shang Tsung's island collapses when he's not there. Raiden asking Liu what he sees in Johnny Cage, just like how Liu said to Raiden in MK9. Raiden telling Kitana he hopes that they meet under different circumstances, just like Liu Kang told Kitana in MK9. It's just everywhere. It's everywhere. Like the quotes, the scenes, everything. It's everywhere. Okay? I love it. Quan Chi and Shang Tsung's chemistry, I like that they talk off of each other. Shang Tsung just doesn't say anything by himself. It's always Quan Chi there saying some shit with him. They work together very well, and I love it. They really was executed well on how they work together, and that's really how I imagine that they actually talk to each other. Good Guy Mileena, Baraka, and Reptile. Good Guy Mileena is definitely the highlight, one of the highlights of the story. And I really didn't think that they was going to make Mileena. I thought that she was going to end up getting to like a disagreement with Kitana, and then they were still going to end up being rivals. I really thought that was going to happen, but keeping Mileena a good guy? Okay. The cameo fighters being in cutscenes, that is, I don't know why, I just love it. So, most of them don't even got voice lines. Like, I think Darius and Chameleon doesn't even say anything. Chameleon just keeps getting like pushed aside by Tanya. Like, it seems like Tanya like cannot stand Chameleon for whatever reason. And then like I think the only cameo character that got in line was Serena. I don't think Darius said anything. But still, them being in the story is still great because it's like they exist. It's not like they are just like some random thing that's just beside them. Like, they do exist in this universe. Like, I really like that. And then it's just really funny seeing Darius in a Mortal Kombat story again. Like, this shit is just funny to me. Overall, like, the story it's a fun story. It is fun. Like if you like Mortal Kombat, you're gonna like it. There's gonna be some things maybe that you won't like, but it is fun. I will say that it is a very fun story. It's not boring. It's visually appealing. Everything is great. Just like even with like the characters, like there's some, I don't know if anybody realized that either, but like characters would randomly just get bodied off of the screen, and like they would just either go flying, or they would just get bodied. They end up in the funniest animation. This shit is hilarious. This shit is hilarious. King Jerrod. This is, even though I don't know too much about King Jerrod. I think nobody really does. Besides, like, you know, he died and he's married to Sindel and he has kids with, you know, Kitana. But, I mean, no, he doesn't. Kitana's his kid. That's what I'm gonna say. But seeing him in a story, even though it's Ermac, because I'm gonna get into that. Still, seeing him in a story, I like it. Like, I like King Jerrod being there because he's one of those ones that's like always dead, but just never, he's always mentioned, but he's like never here. He's always like dead or some shit. The visuals, this kind of goes into like the fight choreography, but every single scene is just great, and it's shot so good. It's really good how they shoot it. Like, I think probably one of the best like visually appealing scenes is definitely like when Shang, Quan Chi, and Raiden, when they fought and like they used their powers together. It was great. It was great. And that goes into like also the references. Like, there's so many things to like about this story when it comes to the visuals. Every single scene is just nice. It's like there's no scene that just doesn't make any sense or out of place. It's all great. And another thing that I thought that was really, really good about the visuals was the facial expressions. Like, they look so good. The next gen graphics was definitely working right here. This shit looks beautiful. Like, for instance, I think like the first examples that come up in my head is when Li Mei was like disappointed because when she was upset that she had failed Sindel and stuff like that and lost to Raiden, the sadness in her face was it was captured so good. It was so good. And when Liu Kang was eyeing Sub-Zero, well, he wasn't really eyeing him, but like you can see that Liu Kang feels something in his face when Sub-Zero was talking to Kung Lao about how if he didn't hold it back. Like, Liu Kang, like, he's like pretty much saying like, yo, calm your ass down, with his face. Like, I love it. The animations is good. Everything about it is good. And my last one for my good things is Liu Kang and Kitana. Okay, like, even though it still seems like they're not going to be together, maybe they will in the next game, I don't know. But Liu Kang and Kitana is probably undoubtedly the biggest like romance couple in Mortal Kombat, and it was, well, Liu Kang was spitting the game like he always does, bruh, you know. But it was good. I like how they like did their whole dynamic, especially with them working together and then like bouncing off of each other, talking about how their universes is different, how the characters act and stuff like that. I liked it. And then when Liu Kang, you know, made references to MK9 and 11, talking about her being Quan, and then when they first fought in the Shang Tsung's courtyard, I like it. I like it. It's great. You know, if only Hanzo got that type of treatment when he, you know, finally got to be with Harumi. But, you know, Dominic doesn't want that. So I guess we're just never going to get that. But, you know, Liu Kang and Kitana, all bias aside, if it's not going to be Harumi and Hanzo, it's going to be Liu Kang and Kitana. Okay? And they did it great. They did it great. It's really, really good. And I like how it was executed. Now, time to make some people mad. I got some bad things to say about this story. Don't worry, it's just 9, so the same amount as the good things. So, let's get into that. This timeline shit, okay? I'm sick and tired of timelines in Mortal Kombat. Fuck it. I'm sick and tired of timelines, period. I'm sick of Marvel doing timelines. I'm sick of DC doing I'm so sick of timelines and multiverses. I'm done. Okay, Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat, not fucking Spider-Verse. No, I hate it. I'm sorry. And it's not that it was cool at first, but it's just like, yo, y'all don't have to keep doing this, okay? And like, to me, it's like a cop-out. It's like a cop-out. It's just like, oh, if you write something that's bad, or you make a mistake or retcon something, you can just say, oh, it's okay, it's a different timeline, it's a different era. I don't like that. I don't like that. If you're going to change something, stay solid in that shit. Don't just change whatever you want to, and then every single time you change something, or there's blowback of you changing something, you're like, oh, it's a new timeline, we'll start over in the next game. Stop rebooting, stop starting over. If y'all gonna do this, stick with it, okay? No more timelines. I really hate that thing. Now I'm thinking about it, like, MK1 is MK12 low-key. Like, there's so many things that makes it, to me, it's dead ass just a sequel. It's not a reboot. It doesn't remind me of a reboot or a soft reboot. If they literally mention every single thing that happened in MK11, they mention Chronica, they have a crown that contains souls, Shang Tsung in the hourglass, the Armageddon fight, instead of old versus new, is good versus evil, or it's just like normal versus like hybrid. They have Titans. They literally bring up events that happened in MK11, like when Sindel and Shao Kahn working together and Liu Kang defeating Chronica. They literally mention every single thing that happened in MK11 that was a big deal. To me, this does not count as a reboot. It doesn't, and especially now, since the characters from this new timeline now know the information about there being other timelines. It's just like, yo, I don't like it. I'm sick of timelines. I really am. I'm really sick of timelines and multiverses, and I just wish that Mortal Kombat would stop, okay? I want Mortal Kombat to have a cohesive story without mentioning things from the past, okay? Now, Megan Fox. That's it. Ermac is going. Like I said, even though I like King Jerrod being back, King Jerrod just replacing Ermac, I don't like that at all. Like, if Ermac is in MK2 or MK13, whatever they decide to do with that, is it going to be Ermac under King? Like, is King Jerrod going to be a character and he just has Ermac's moves, or is it still just going to be Ermac and he's actually King Jerrod? I don't know how they're going to do it. Or, you know, since there's multiple timelines, we can just pull a Ermac that's not attached to King Jerrod, you know? What is the point of changing Scorpion, okay? This is a very, very big deal. Okay, so I know that I said that Mortal Kombat 1 is a new story, and I gotta take my bias out of it and gotta understand that this is a new story where characters are changed and, you know, things are not what they used to be, okay? And I have to take that into consideration when I play the story. I said that. But since they literally bring up things that happened in the last game, I don't care anymore, okay? They brought MK11 back up. All of these things attached to the story that was in past games, they brought it back up. So how am I going to take my bias out of how Mortal Kombat used to be if they gonna just keep reminding me of what it used to be? It just don't make any sense to me. And I know that there's intros of Hanzo. Apparently Hanzo's going to be like the Takeda for Kuai Liang. And then Smoke's ending, it even says that the Shira Ryu took Hanzo in and trained him and, you know, gave him a home and stuff like that. So Hanzo's here, you know, he's not an adult, you know, he's a kid who's homeless, and the Shira Ryu took him in. Maybe he can eventually be Scorpion. Was Hanzo getting done this dirty? Kuai Liang took his name, took his girl, and now he working for him. Like, bro, what is going? Now Kuai Liang is in charge of the Shira Ryu now. Like, I don't know why they're doing Hanzo like this, but okay. And I know that, like, even in Invasions mode, if you played the ending of that, spoilers, like I said, when you beat that tower, I guess Liu Kang and Scorpion, they come to an agreement to figure out a timeline where Harumi's at. Then they find a timeline where Harumi's at, and apparently this Harumi is actually Scorpion, and Hanzo died in her timeline, and now they fight side by side. That is still not the ending that I want for Hanzo. And I feel like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I feel like their rivalry is kind of lame. I really do. I don't think that it's better than Hanzo's story when it came to him as Scorpion. And like, yeah, Hanzo's story got played out, because it's just, oh, you killed my family, oh, you killed my clan, oh, this, that, and it's been going on for the past 30 years. So yes, it did get played out and it's really exhausting, but it is still a better story than two people that just have a disagreement. And I know Bihan said that he let their dad die, but that doesn't mean that he killed them. It's just he saw it happening and didn't prevent it. Like, I don't know, it just it does add to like the seriousness of their rivalry, but like I don't think it's as crazy as being like manipulated into thinking that someone else killed your family and clan. And I just think that that's an overall better story. No matter how many times that they overdid it and replayed it, it's still better than, oh, you want to fight for glory, I want to fight for duty, let's fight. Like, it's just, like, Bihan don't even really seem evil. He just seems like he doesn't want to be with Liu Kang. Like, bro just talks like a bad guy. Even in Sub-Zero's ending, like, he still fights for Earthrealm. He's still a part of Earthrealm. He doesn't want ill will against Earthrealm. He just wants control over his clan and what they do. He's like, he's like, nothing points to he's a bad guy to me. Like, he doesn't agree with Shang Tsung and his whole flesh pits thing and experience. He don't agree with none of that. He just agrees with the fact that power and having his own. That's what it seems like. It really don't seem like he's a bad guy. Like, that's what it really seems like. It don't even seem like Bihan is really evil and doesn't care about Earthrealm. He just seems like he would rather work on his own terms away from Liu Kang. That's what it seems like to me. Like, and I know in Hanzo's story, he had multiple games and you can place the story together. Like I said, it's 30 years of it. So of course they had time to piece it and make everything make sense. So maybe it could get better over time. I feel like the initial conflict in Scorpion's story is still better in Hanzo's story, but they could still make it better over time in DLC and sequels and shit like that. So we'll see. No Onaga. No Onaga at all. Very, 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 very strange. Especially since they bring up Damashi, they bring up a dragon army, a threat that Liu Kang has never faced. That was the thing that they said in their bio about Liu Kang, is that he is facing a threat that he has never seen or prepared for. Last time I checked, how many times has Liu Kang beat Shang Tsung? He literally beat him in the last game, and you're telling me that Liu Kang could have not seen this threat, or like a threat that Liu Kang has never faced? What? This would have been a beautiful time to bring up Onaga. MK9 Liu Kang has never faced Onaga. He probably doesn't even know about him. That would have been the best time to bring back Onaga. Especially since they bring back all of these 3D era characters, all of the 3D era references. Why not bring back the 3D era villain? Why not? Why not? Why would it be Shang Tsung again? It was literally Shang Tsung in the last game. Why are we fighting him again? I just don't like that. I'm sorry. They need to stay in this universe, okay? Stop mentioning other timelines and other stories and origins of other characters. If you are going to reboot the story and restart everything over and over and over again, okay? Stay solid. Do not switch up your story. Don't retcon anything. Don't change anything. Don't mention timelines, because now we got a whole bunch of like just mixed up shit. Like, it's just the ending is very confusing, which I will get to in a minute. But like, I know that timelines was going to play some type of issue in the story because the Garrus trailer made that very clear. But I did not think it was going to be that big of a deal. Like, I thought that they had to bring up time because of Garrus, and then like, I thought that they were just going to mention like, yeah, he's the keeper, not the keeper of time, but he's the guardian of the hourglass, and he got to make sure everything's safe. And like I said, if you're going to reboot, stay solid. Don't outsource to the past, which I mentioned in my hot takes video. Mortal Kombat has a problem where they can't stay solid on whatever they decide to do. They have to outsource to other, and I get it. They have 30 years worth of lore and story and characters that they can pull from. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm saying is that when you start mentioning timelines and what characters used to be, it like really fucks up what you got going on currently. Stop talking about what it used to be. Focus on what you're doing now. That's really the problem when it comes to Mortal Kombat stories, especially recently with MK1 and 11. They need to stop this timeline shit. They got to. And the ending is very busy. It's a busy ass, and it's all over the. It's really a clusterfuck. I don't know why the ending is so wild, but like I said, it's the opposite of what they promoted. MK1 was promoted and was marketed as the best time to start in Mortal Kombat. It's the best. If you never played Mortal Kombat before, this would be the best time to pick it up. I even said it before. You know, it's a new beginning and new stories and shit like that, and it's just overall a clean slate. It was marketed as Mortal Kombat was a clean slate. Then proceeds to talk about other timelines with a big ass fight with hybrids of characters that no one knows about and haven't seen in almost 20 years. How is this a clean slate? If this was someone's first Mortal Kombat, it would confuse the fuck out of them. Since it talks so much about past timelines, people wouldn't fully understand it until they played the other games. Which means it's not a clean slate. If you gotta go back and play other timelines and other games and shit like that to get a full understanding of what this game is, it's not a clean slate. It's not a new beginning. It's not a clean slate. It's just not. I don't think it is. And I want to talk about the ending right quick, because I feel like what they could have done with this ending, it could have been an easy fix. So have Shang Tsung and Quan collect Kami dog use, then have it be revealed that Damashi was actually Onaga, and get rid of the whole Armageddon thing. I get it. It's a love letter to the 3D era, but it's very, very busy and just a big ass clusterfuck. And spend that time, instead of take out the Armageddon, and give that Armageddon time to developing characters in the story. That's what they could have done. Okay, that's one fix. Or no Armageddon and have Shang Tsung be the final boss, and have Onaga find the crown with the souls and have him control the dragon army, and that could be the post-credit scene. Now, segueing into the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene was it was alright. It was alright. Havoc being the main threat is cool. I do like Havoc, and him being the main threat is cool. But, you know, since nobody really knows about Havoc, since it's been so many years since he's been playable, people who have no idea who he is probably is just like, okay, what the fuck? But, like I said, he's cool. I do like Havoc, and I would like to see him as a threat. But as long as there's no more timeline bullshit, okay? And they could have said Onaga, like I mentioned. Like, it's just, I feel like Onaga would have been a better candidate, you know, for a final boss. But they chose Havoc and Shang Tsung. But now let me go ahead and close this off. So overall, Mortal Kombat 1 is a good story. It's a very fun story. I want to say something right quick because I just forgot. I really do love how the arcade endings are canon, and it really builds upon the story of MK1. Like, it's literally like a DLC of what happened after MK1, and I really do like that. I think this is the first time when the canons, well, actually no, this is the first time where all of the endings have been canon. Like in other Mortal Kombat's, only certain ones was canon. And I did see Reiko talk about Onaga, but Abu just said that, you know, he has no plans of bringing him back, which is crazy. But if I had to give the story a rating, I would probably give it a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. It's a really good story. I have no problems besides the ending. Like, I really feel like the story was good all the way up until that Armageddon scene. And actually a little bit before that. I would say like that kind of like final act. Like once it was revealed that it was Shang Tsung behind the whole Damashi thing, that's when the story started to be like a what the fuck. But that's still the end of the story, so it's a good story. Okay, I really have no problems besides that. You know, if there is a story DLC like they did with Aftermath, I will make a video on that. But it's good. It's good. I enjoy it. I do recommend it. If you haven't played it yet, you should probably go ahead and play it. But I got more videos to work on, more shit on the way. I'm out. How come Guy Mileena could get Harumi but Hanzo can't?